16 years ago, I left America and moved to New Zealand. What was supposed to be a one-year working holiday turned into a permanent move. A marriage. 2 children. 2 cats. And an unexpected life. So after living here for more than a decade and a half, what's New Zealand actually like from the perspective of an American? This video isn't the tourism version, it's not the Instagram version, it's just the real-life perspective from a regular person. I'll touch on the good, the bad, and a bit on the in-between stuff in the condensed time that we have. Long story short, I left America during the aftermath of the global financial crisis. I had a bachelor's degree, student debt, and absolutely no luck finding work. I somehow found myself looking at New Zealand on a map and thinking, sure, why not? The plan was simple: stay for a year, travel around, see the country, and move on. Instead, life happened and I stayed. By the time I arrived in New Zealand, I had already traveled quite a bit, so I experienced almost no culture shock. I guess the most shocking thing was probably exchanging my American driver's license for a New Zealand one. As far as I could tell, nobody was particularly concerned whether I knew how to drive on the left side of the road or if I understood the local road rules. Apart from that, it felt strangely familiar. Not identical to America, obviously, but familiar. I've described New Zealand before as feeling like a smaller, slower-paced version of where I grew up, which for reference was in the southwest suburb of Chicago. And to the Kiwis listening, I mean that as a compliment. Not long after I landed in Auckland, I moved to Wellington. And that was it. I kind of fell in love. Wellington has always had this quirky, creative kind of energy. Little theaters in the city, tiny hidden away bookstores, awesome coffee served in kind of quirky looking places. And of course, Wellington is also the middle of Middle Earth. Now, in case you were worried that I wasn't going to bring up Lord of the Rings at all, let me assure you that I'm standing pretty much near the place where the hobbits hid from the ring wraiths in the Fellowship of the Ring. The weather here in Wellington gets a bad reputation. Yes, it's windy, sometimes very windy, but the climate's actually pretty mild. Summers are not too hot, winters are not too cold. And despite all the jokes, Wellington actually receives a lot more sunshine hours each year than London, as an example. I love the people. It can be hard in some places to make close friends, especially as an adult, but I'm not really sure anymore if that's a Kiwi-specific thing or if it's a universal thing these days. Kiwis generally don't take themselves too seriously. There's a down-to-earth quality here that can be very refreshing. I've had Kiwis watch some of my videos and then invite my entire family to visit them at their homes. How amazing is that? Just recently, there was a news story about a hospital accidentally calling the wrong person to collect an elderly patient. The person realized there'd been a mistake, showed up anyway, picked the man up, and drove him home. This kind of thing only happens in New Zealand. Of course, with more than 5 million people, there are bad apples here too. No country's perfect. One thing Americans often ask me about is healthcare. And look, it's complicated. The public healthcare system absolutely has problems. But let me tell you this first. Both of my children were born in a New Zealand hospital. I stayed several days in the hospital after each birth. The care was excellent and the bill was $0. They even waived my parking fees. As an American, that made my head spin. Now let's talk about some of the downsides. I think the biggest issue is cost. New Zealand can be an amazing place to live if you can afford it. Housing is expensive, food is expensive, power is not cheap, council rates continue to rise, water infrastructure in places like Wellington here has been neglected for decades, and many councils are now facing enormous upgrade costs at the expense of the ratepayer. Income taxes aren't dramatically higher than in comparable countries, but between everything, a lot of people feel squeezed. Life here just isn't cheap. I recently saw a story about a New Zealand retiree who moved to Vietnam because she simply couldn't afford to retire in her own country. Healthcare has challenges too. Emergency department waits can stretch for hours, especially if your situation isn't immediately life-threatening. Finding a GP or general practitioner can also be difficult depending on where you live. Some clinics simply aren't taking new patients, and even when you do have a doctor, getting an appointment can sometimes take days or weeks. One of the biggest challenges we face in healthcare here is staffing. For years, Australia has been attracting New Zealand doctors and nurses with significantly higher salaries and often better working conditions. Healthcare worker shortages have become a regular topic in the news, and the people who remain are often working under enormous pressure. New Zealand is wonderfully isolated until you want to go somewhere. Australia is close, the Cook Islands are close, and everything else is very, very far away. Visiting family in America isn't a casual weekend trip anymore. It's a major financial and logistical undertaking, especially with 2 young kids. In Europe, you practically need a holiday just to recover from getting there and back. And yeah, look, I burned out here. Burnout doesn't care how beautiful your surroundings are. The 4 walls of an office look pretty similar no matter what country you're sitting in. Only recently have I started slowing down enough to appreciate what was around me. And what surrounds us here really is extraordinary. The forests, the coastline, the feeling that nature is never very far away. Wellington is beautiful, but it's got nothing on parts of the South Island. Maybe one day I'll take you there and show you the mountains and the winding roads, the raw and wild beauty. Do I miss America? Yeah, I do. I miss the people. I miss their overtly friendly and kind of loud mannerisms. I really do. But if you ask me whether moving to New Zealand was the right decision, absolutely. How can I regret it? How can I regret any of it when this country gave me my family? And it helps that I'm literally greeted at airport security with the phrase, "Welcome home." I came here for a year. 16 years later, I'm still here. We're back in the car. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for putting up with me and watching my videos to the end. And there were a few people who watched the last one to the end that I just want to say thank you to and give a bit of a shout out. If I've missed anybody, I'm really sorry. You know, some of my videos don't do very well and other ones do well, so the ones that do well, some of the comments can kind of get lost because it gets quite busy in the comment section. But anyway, Des, thank you so much. I love seeing your comments pop up every now and then. I just think you're the coolest person ever. Robert, I could not do YouTube without you. Ralphie! By the way, check out kiwiradio.nz, or .nz for the Americans, for local Kiwi music run by Ralphie. He's super awesome. Pop on a Bike, Sandra, Mark, 72 Dodge 1, maybe let me know your real name next time. And Claudine, your message pretty much broke my heart. Thank you so much for leaving the comment that you did and telling me a little bit about your story. So yeah, if you've made it this far again, please do let me know in the comments and I'll give you a shout out in a future video. Thanks for spending time with me. See you next time.